Welcome to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet these baby booties or baby shoes for 0 to 3 months. They're part of the Snowdrop baby set, which includes the little cardigan sweater, the baby pants, and the little hat, along with a matching baby blanket. In the information box, I'll go ahead and leave you links to all of those tutorials, including the link to my Etsy shop if you prefer it in pattern. Thank you so much for your support. Now, the little booties, like I said, are for 0 to 3 months, but you can easily make them smaller or bigger from a newborn size and up to 12 months. In the information box, I will also leave that information, so be sure to check that out. Now, to make these little booties along with the whole set, this is the yarn that I'm using. This is DK weight yarn, but you can also use any number 3 yarn or 8 ply. For each one of the booties, you're going to need about 14 grams, 7 grams in white and about 7 grams in blue. Depending on the size that you make, you may need less or more. Okay, let's get started, but don't forget to subscribe and activate the notifications bell. And remember, all of my tutorials are always in English and in Spanish. Thank you so much for watching. To make these baby booties, I'll be using this 3mm crochet hook, and today I'm using this DK weight yarn. At the beginning of the video, I showed you the yarn that I'm using, and I told you how much yarn I used for the 0 to 3 month size. So here, to begin, the first thing that we need to do is a chain. We need to chain 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now to begin with the first row into the second chain from the hook, this one here, the second chain, we're going to make a half double crochet. Now here I'm going to make a total of 9 half double crochets. I have 1 into the next chain, that's 2. Now make sure that you only go through one of the loops of the chains like this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 half double crochets and I have 1 chain left. Into this last chain here, make 7 half double crochets into that same chain. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 half double crochets for the center part here. Now we're going to continue along the other side of the chain and make these 9 half double crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I have 9 half double crochets for this side. Now into the next chain, which is the chain that we left when we went into the second chain from the hook here. To begin, there was a chain here. So into this chain right there, you're going to make 7 half double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now to finish, go on top of the first half double crochet and join with a slip stitch. and here is the first row. At the end of this row, you should have 32 half double crochets. We have 9 for this side, 9 for this side, 7 here, and 7 here. So that's a total of 32 half double crochets. Now for the second row, chain 2. These 2 chains do not count. Now here I'm going to work a total of 9 double crochets. In this row, we're going to make double crochets. So that's 2, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now into the next 7 half double crochets, we're going to make 2 double crochets on each one. So beginning into this first half double crochet out of the 7 here for the center, make 2 double crochets. So that's 1, 2. Into the second, 2 double crochets. Into the third, 2 double crochets. Into the fourth, 2 double crochets. Into the fifth, 2 double crochets. Into the sixth, 2 double crochets. And into the seventh, 2 double crochets. Now here you should have 14 double crochets for the center part here. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Now into the next 9 half double crochets, make 1 double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There. Now we have 7 half double crochets remaining. 2, 4, 6, 7. We're going to do the same thing we did here. We're going to make 2 double crochets on each one. So into the first, make 2 double crochets. There. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now at the end of this row, you should have 46 double crochets. We have 9 for this side, then we have 14, 9 here, and then 14. So that's a total of 46 double crochets. So now what you need to do next is just cut your yarn and make a second piece exactly in the same way. You can make it in the same color or use a secondary color. I'm going to use blue, so I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back and show you what we need to do next. I finished making the second piece. I did it exactly in the same way how I showed you here with the first sole. Now for each booty, you're going to make 2 pieces, and this is optional. You can just make 1 piece and then continue with the rest. I'm going to use 2. Now as it is, this part here, it's measuring. It's got a length of about 3.75 inches and the width is about 1.5 inches. I'm going to join now both pieces, so we're going to put them like this, back to back. This is the wrong side, so wrong side together like this. This here is going to be the bottom of the booty, and this here is going to be the inside of the booty from here on. So place them like this, and now we're going to find the center here of these 14 double crochets that we did. So all you do is just count these 14. We have 2, 4, 6, 7. So between the 7th and the 8th stitch here, place a stitch marker, and then do the same thing for the second piece. We have 2, 4, 6, 7. Between the 7th and the 8th, place a stitch marker right there. And now we're going to go to the opposite side and do the same thing. We have these 14 double crochets. Find the center. 2, 4, 6, 7 right there. And then here we have 2, 4, 6, 7 right there. Now you should have 23 double crochets on this side and 23 on this side. From here on, this is going to be the back of the baby booty, so this part here, and this here is going to be the front. So to start here, with the secondary color facing you, go into the next stitch after the stitch marker, this first stitch here. Insert your hook through both of these stitches. Here we're going to join both pieces by making double crochets all around. So I'm going to use my primary color, which is the white. I'm going to bring this loop through here and chain 2. Now these 2 chains will never count as a stitch. Now into this same stitch here, go back in and make a double crochet. Now go through the next 2 stitches and make a double crochet. Make sure that before you do this, hide all of your ends. I already did for mine. So all I'm going to do here is just continue all around, making 1 double crochet through both of these stitches to join the pieces together all around. And once I finish this here, I'm going to have 46 double crochets. So continue. Let's finish this first row, and then I'll come back and show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this first row. This is where I did double crochets all around, and I joined both pieces here. Now to finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And here's the first row with 46 double crochets. Now for the second row, we're going to do 1 more row of double crochets. So chain 2. Remember, the 2 chains never count. The 2 chains are there so that there's no gap here between the first and the last double crochet, so that it looks like this. So here we're going to start into this first double crochet by making a double crochet, then into each one of the double crochets make 1 double crochet. So continue like this all around for the second row. I'm going to come back and show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of the second row. This is where I did double crochets all around. I have 46. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And here's the second row. Now before we continue with the third row, we need to place some stitch markers. So what you're going to do here is you're going to count 13 double crochets for this side, not counting the 2 chains. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Place a stitch marker after the 13th stitch. Now for the front, you should have 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Then place a stitch marker. And for this side here, you should have 13. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So now in this third row, we're going to decrease here for the front. So to do this, we're going to chain 2, and into this same stitch here, the first double crochet, make a double crochet, and then continue along and make 1 double crochet for each one of these 13 double crochets for this side. So that's 3, 13. I have 13 double crochets. Now we have the next 20 double crochets, so we're going to work a double crochet decrease here for this part. So here in these 2 double crochets, into the first, insert your hook, but first yarn over, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, leave 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert your hook into the next, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, close. Here's the first double crochet decrease. That's how we're going to work this part here. So into the next 2, make another double crochet decrease. That's 2. So there, we had 20 stitches. Now we have 10 here for the front. We have, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now here we should be left with 13 double crochets. So finish these last 13 double crochets, and I will meet you at the end of this third row. I'm here at the end of this third row. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And here's the third row with a total of 36 double crochets all around. Now I've moved my stitch markers here, so here we have 12 double crochets. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. For the front we have 12, for this side 12. So 12, 12, 12. So for the fourth row we're going to chain 2 and right into the same stitch, the first double crochet that we joined, make a double crochet and continue until we have 12. That's 2, 12. Now into the next 12 stitches here that we have for the front, we're going to work double crochet decreases as well. Yarn over into the next stitch here after the stitch marker, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, leave 2 loops, yarn over into the next, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, 3 loops, close. And this is how we're going to work this part. So into the next 2, make your double crochet decrease. There, we have 6 double crochets now here for the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to continue and finish these last 12 double crochets. So into the next stitch after the stitch marker, make your first double crochet and continue like this until you finish this fourth row. I will meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of the fourth row. To finish this row, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now at the end of this fourth row, you should have a total of 30 double crochets. Now for the fifth row, we're going to make 12 double crochets, then we're going to decrease here for the front. For the front, I have 6 stitches and then 12 here. So to do this fifth row, we're going to chain 2 and into the first double crochet, make a double crochet and continue until you have 12 double crochets for this side. I will meet you right here after we finish the 12 to show you how we're going to decrease the front. I finished making these 12 double crochets for this side. Now I have the next 6 stitches for the front. Now into the next 2 stitches, these 2 here, I'm going to work a double crochet decrease. Right there. Now into the next 2 stitches, I'm just going to make 1 double crochet on each one. And into the last 2 stitches here for the center, work a double crochet decrease. There. So now we're going to be left with 4 stitches for the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now continue along and work 1 double crochet for these last 12 stitches along this side, and I will meet you at the end of the 5th row. I'm here at the end of this 5th row. At the end of this row, I have a total of 28 double crochets. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finish the 5th row. Now we're not going to decrease anymore, so I'm just going to remove these stitch markers. What we're going to do now is 1 more row in this color, and we're going to make front post and back post double crochets. And then we're going to switch to the blue and then continue with the cuff here. So to do this last row in this color for row 6, we're going to chain 1 and right into this first stitch, which is the first double crochet, work a front post double crochet, into the next back post double crochet, into the next front post double crochet, and so on. This is all we're going to do for this 6th row, front post and back post double crochets. Now at the end of this row, we're going to have 28 stitches as well. So continue along, finish this row, and then I'll come back and show you what we need to do next. I finished row 6. In this row, I did front post and back post double crochets. My last stitch is a back post, and to finish I just join to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn and pass my yarn through this last loop. And this is how I finish row 6 with a total of 28 stitches. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to start the cuff. So we're going to start here with a row of double crochets. In this row, I'm going to increase 2 more stitches so that at the end of row 7, I have a total of 30 stitches, which is multiples of 3. The stitch pattern that I'm going to use for the cuff is the snowdrop stitch, and that is a multiple of 3 stitch pattern. So here to begin, I'm going to use the blue yarn. If you're not changing yarn color, then just go ahead and chain 2. Here I'm going to go into the same stitch that I joined into, and I'm going to chain 2. Now here I'm going to make a total of 13 double crochets, and in the next stitch I'm going to increase. So that's 2, I have 13 double crochets into the next stitch, make a double crochet increase. So make 2 double crochets into this next stitch. Now again you're going to make 13 double crochets, and into the last stitch make a double crochet increase so that at the end of this 7th row you have a total of 30 stitches, which is multiples of 3. Continue and finish the 7th row. I will meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of row 7. In this row I have increased 2 stitches. Here's my last increase into the last stitch. I have 30 stitches. To finish, go on top of the first stitch and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finish row 7 with 30 stitches. Make sure that this row here is in multiples of 3. Now for row 8, I'm going to chain 3. Here I'm going to begin the stitch pattern, which is the snowdrop stitch. And this is how it's going to look once the little booty is done. So here I have chained 3, and into this same stitch here, make a double crochet, chain 1, and then a single crochet all into this same stitch. Here's the first shell for this 8th row. Now skip 1, 2, and into the 3rd stitch, make 2 double crochets, 1 chain, single crochet into the same stitch. Again, skip 1, 2, and into the 3rd, make 2 double crochets, chain 1, and then a single crochet. Continue like this all around. At the end of this 8th row, you're going to have a total of 10 of these shells. I'm here at the end of row 8. To finish the row, skip the last 2 stitches, go on top of the 3rd stitch here and join with a slip stitch. Now for row 9, I'm going to chain 1 and turn. Row 9 is going to be worked on the wrong side. All of these rows here have been worked on the right side. Now, beginning into the first chain space of the first shell, insert your hook there and make a slip stitch. Once here, chain 3. Now make a double crochet into this same stitch, then chain 1, and into the first double crochet, make a front post single crochet. Here's the first shell for this 9th row. Now in the chain space of each one of these shells, insert your hook and make 2 double crochets, chain 1, and then a front post single crochet. And this is how the snowdrop stitch is worked. In each chain space of each shell, you make 2 double crochets, chain 1, and then a front post single crochet into the first double crochet. Continue like this all around for this 9th row. I will meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of row 9. Here's my last shell. I have 10. To finish each row from here on, you're going to go here to the beginning on top of the 3rd chain here, join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finish row 9. From here on, this 9th row is what you're going to repeat. So for row 10, you're going to chain 1 and turn. Beginning into the first chain space, make a slip stitch. Once here, chain 3, then make a double crochet, chain 1, and then a front post single crochet into the first double crochet. I have the next shell in the chain space here, make 2 double crochets, chain 1, a front post single crochet into the first double crochet. Again, in the chain space of the next shell, make 2 double crochets, chain 1, front post single crochet. And that's how you're going to continue all around for row 10. Now to finish the row, you always go here to the beginning, on top of the third chain, join with a slip stitch, chain 1, turn, and then repeat the same thing. You're going to do this for 3 more rows, so row 10, 11, and 12. Row 10 is being worked on the right side, row 11 is going to be worked on the wrong side, and then the 12th row is going to be worked on the right side. So here we're going to make a total of 4 rows, row 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then I'll come back and show you how to make this last row, row 13. So continue. I'll meet you once this part here is done to show you what we need to do next. I finished row 12. At the end of the 12th row, I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, and passed my yarn through this last loop. Now for row 13 is going to be worked on the wrong side. We're going to go here to the first chain space of the first shell. Insert your hook there and grab a loop. Now chain 1, and into this same space here, make a single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. Now chain 2, in the chain space of the next shell, make a single crochet, 3 chains, single crochet, chain 2, in the chain space of the next shell, make a single crochet, 3 chains, single crochet, chain 2, in the chain space of the next shell, make a single crochet, 3 chains, single crochet. And this is how you're going to continue all around. To finish, you're going to go here to the beginning, join with a slip stitch on top of the single crochet, then cut your yarn, pass your yarn through that last loop. And this is how we're going to work the last row. And this is how it's going to look. So go ahead and finish this last row, row 13. I'll come back and show you the finished baby booties. I finished making the last row, row 13. Here at the end, I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, passed my yarn through that last loop, hid my ends, and the little booties are all done. And this is how it looks. Here's the second one. It's all done. Now let me show you how I weaved this ribbon around. So you're going to need about 15 centimeters with a yarn needle. All you need to do is just go around. We're going to go through this row. This is the row before we did front post and back post double crochets. So all you do is just go in and out through the stitches that you see. Now you're going to fold the cuff. Now pull the ribbon through the other side, through the cuff, through the long part of the cuff here. There. And now all you need to do is just, before we do that, I'm using these little decorative buttons, which are these here. I purchased these from Hobby Lobby. These are little sheeps or lambs. So all you have to do here is just pass this through. Now tie a knot. You can do a little bow here. I think that looks pretty good. Yes. This is optional, of course. You can just tie a little bow or use a different kind of ribbon. The ribbon that I'm using It's this here. This is also from Hobby Lobby. This is 3/8 of an inch, and it's from Hobby Lobby. So the little booties are all done, and this is how they look. Now, as far as yarn, you're going to need a total of 14 grams, 7 grams in white and about 7 grams in blue. Depending on the size that you make, you may need less or more. Now, these little booties are for 0 to 3 months, but you can easily make them smaller or bigger from a newborn size and up to 12 months. In the information box below, I'll go ahead and leave you some information on how you can easily make them smaller or bigger, so be sure to check that out. And as always, if you prefer written pattern, check out my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link to my Etsy shop up here on the right hand side and in the information box below. Thank you so much for your support. Okay, so this was today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time,